Guys, the last episode of A Year in the Life, fall. We made it through fall. I just seriously want to congratulate you because this one was a real kicker. Like this one, I think I cried once in winter and I cried like 10 times in fall. Like it was a lot, guys. It was a lot. So as always, if you've not seen fall, do not watch this. If you have, that's great. Just beware of the comments. So let's just get right on into it because I wrote a whole 2 pages worth on fall. So fall starts off with Lorelai going on her wild experience, you know, her trying to do the book experience, and we have all these other women that are either doing book or movie, which I found so hilarious. You know, Lorelai is obviously going off to find something, and I hope she finds what it is. I still can't believe that she's doing this whole wild thing because it's very un-Lorelai-like, you know. We have another cameo. We have Mr. Sear from Parenthood yet again. Parenthood galore cameos up in here, which I'm loving. And we have him as a park ranger. It was short and sweet, and it was glorious, and it was Mr. Sear, which he wasn't my all-time favorite character, but still, I was just like, Parenthood. And we have a Luke and Jess scene, which I did really enjoy. You know, Luke is, you know, saying, you know, Jess is saying, you know, are you losing Lorelai? Like, what's going on? And they have a really great connection, which I always love that about Luke and Jess. I felt like they just really I just feel like they really bond well together, and they're just really great together, and I really liked how they can talk to each other. And Luke's obviously feeling very lost with Lorelai gone. He's very disarray with his he's very disarray with his restaurant, and things are going on with all the Wi-Fi stuff, that was great when Justice pulled the Wi-Fi out and said Merry Christmas and then just went away. It was great. Then we have one of my all-time favorite scenes with Rory seeing all these signs, like this crow saying be ready Rory and all these other things, and then finally we have these gorilla guys across the street, and it's Colin, Finn, and Robert, and it was just a very beautiful scene. All the guys got together, Logan was there, and it was just the Life and Death Brigade and Omnia Apparatus, and it was just so beautifully shot. It was very whimsical, very just intriguing. They ended up at a tango. They ended up watching Kurt's film, then they went to a tango club, and it was just all very interesting. Then we have Rory and Logan talking, and you know, she's asking, are you really going to get married? And he's like, it's part of the dynasty. It just goes to show that Logan is still very much in his family's business, and his family's controlling a lot of decisions, so it obviously feels like he does not want to get married to this person, but it's in the dynasty plan, as he says it, which, again, Logan, I love you, but I want to punch the crap out of you. He gives her a key to his family's house in Maine, and he says, you know, use that as your writing house. And see, that's the thing with Logan. Logan's such a great person underneath it all, but then he has this huge facade of being a horrible because of his family, and I'm just like, make up your mind, Logan. And then we have the scene where they officially break up, which we get to see Logan's body, which, by the way, is just a thing of beauty. Rory says, I don't need you saving anymore, and he's like, I've never really saved you, and they have them officially breaking up, and it's a good thing. It needs to happen because he's engaged. She does not need another woman. She's already been out with Dean, and it's just, I'm glad that it's happening because they shouldn't be together if this is going to be like this. And, you know, Logan took it great, but I love the scene where she was saying bye to all the boys, and they were so sad. It's like, this is great. They all love her so much. It was so cute when she told Finn, I think I'll miss you the most. So cute, so cute. Back to Lorelai, and she's trying to go on her hike, and then we see another Parenthood. We see Adam Braverman, which he's my favorite Braverman. I love Adam Braverman, which also, if you didn't know, which I hope is still true, Lauren Graham and the guy that plays Adam Braverman are date in real life. They played brother and sister on screen, but they date in real life, which I thought was just great. Adam Braverman, and as a park ranger, like I was like, we have freaking Amber, we have Mr. Sear, and we have Adam Braverman. I would have loved to see be up in that. That would have been amazing, but alas, we didn't. But still, Parenthood on Parenthood freaking cameos, loved it. And so Lorelai says that so pretty much Adam Braverman, the mean park ranger that is, says she can't go on that trail because she doesn't have a permit. So ends up going to get coffee, and then she goes sees this hiking. She goes a little bit of hiking, and she sees this beautiful scene, and an epiphany comes over her, and just something happens to her, which I believe happens. Nature really does that to a person. When you're all alone and you see these beautiful things, it really can have a huge effect on you. Like, just being out in nature does that. Like, whenever I'm on a walk and it's very quiet and I just have the nature around me, I feel just so calm and reassured, and just, it's a beautiful thing. So she ends up calling Emily in this scene. It made me it made me cry a lot. It was a beautiful scene. It goes to show why Lorelai is my all-time favorite character in the show, because Lauren Graham is so amazing as her. She calls Emily and she tells her a story about her. I'm almost gonna tear up now because it's just so beautiful. She calls her and tells her about the story that, you know, when she was 13, I think she was 13, and this boy had broken up with her, and her dad bonded well in a mall, and it was just such a beautiful scene. Like, I cried so much during that scene because it was so beautiful, the memory of her and her dad together, because I just love that so much. And she just got what she needed from this trip. She just saw that sight and she just thought about these amazing things about her dad, about these amazing things about Luke, and it was just the perfect thing she needed, and she didn't even go on her wild experience at all. But that call to Emily was just everything. Very beautiful, so beautiful, made me cry so freaking much. So then she goes home and she sees Luke, and Luke's telling her not to say anything because he knows that she's going to leave him, and he is not ready for that. He's telling her how much he loves her and that he can't go on without her, and that they've been through so much together, and that he will do whatever she wants for him to be with her. If he wants to open a franchise, he'll do it. If she wants back her side of the closet, he can do it. All these things, he wants to be with her, and she is everything to him. And that also made me cry. Like, talking about crying, I'm crying. It was a cry fest up in my tears, up in my eyes. Let me tell you that much right now. And it just goes on, and just Luke, and it goes to show Luke is such an amazing man. Like, gosh, these shows put all these, oh, it's so good. Luke's speech was so good. And then he always fears about Laura telling him, you know, no, but she's like, I think we should get married. I've already set the date. It's in 2 weeks. It's happening. And he's just like, oh, and then he gives her a ring. Oh, it was so beautiful. It was everything I wanted and more with Luke and Lorelai. It was just, oh, so many tears already. So many tears already. So many. And then we have Emily going to Nantucket, and she has the whole Bates family out there. She's taking care of them a lot. She ends up going to this whale museum and seeing that and all this other things. I really love the progression of Emily. I really wish we got to see more of Emily. I felt like we didn't have enough of Emily Gilmore in this revival, honestly, but I did like what we saw of her. And then we have Rory going back to her grandparents' house because she knows where she wants to write. And she goes to the dining room table, and you see flashbacks, and again with the tears. So many tears. I started crying again. And she goes through the kitchen, and you hear all this monologue in the back of when she was like, I think it was season 2 or maybe season 1, about them cooking a pizza for her. And then the culmination of all culminations, she opens up to the door of the study, and you see Richard sitting there, and it's just like, oh, I can't take it. It was so beautiful. Like, oh gosh, so pretty. I don't know why I cry about that. And then for a second he's gone. It's obviously a flashback, but that's where she wants to write. She wants to write in his study, and she sits at his desk. She opens up her laptop and she starts writing. And it was, oh, that scene with Richard is very beautiful. So well done. Amy Sherman Palladino knows how to tug your heartstrings and then pull them up to freaking thousands one, then tie them into knots and just pull on them. That scene with Richard was just phenomenal. We have Emily exploding on the DAR, which is great because the DAR sucks. They have she cussed like 4 times. Oh, great. She was like, I don't need this anymore, and died with Richard, and she just pieced out, and it was amazing. I love Emily. Emily Gilmore is just the woman. Rory going to see Christopher, and we get a glimpse of Christopher. Still looks great, by the way. And she starts talking to him and asking her about, you know, was he okay with Lorelai raising Rory alone? Was it okay? And I was like, what the crap? What's going on? You know, why are we asking so many of this? Because that's just kind of crazy, but we'll learn more about that in the very freaking end. But I'll talk about that more later, but I thought that was very odd. And that Emily is selling the house, you know, there's no more here for her. She wants to move to Nantucket, and she starts working in that whale museum and all that other things, and it's just great. But I'm like, oh, we can't sell the Gilmore house. It's just everything. Does want to expand the Dragonfly. She wants to buy a house and expand it so she can keep the shell. She wants to keep growing. She doesn't want to keep standing still, and she wants to use Luke's franchise money, which is great. I think it's awesome that she's expanding the Dragonfly because I think it's exactly what she needs, because the Dragonfly was kind of at a standstill. There's only so much growth you can do with that. I love that Emily says, you know, she'll give her Luke's franchise money if she agrees. It's almost like Friday night dinner again. That Luke and Lorelai will come up to Nantucket for like 2 weeks in the summer and then a week for Christmas, and then they agree, and I thought that was just great because I love that she said Lorelai and Luke. She didn't just say Lorelai, she wanted Lorelai and Luke. She's just really embracing everything. And then we have Dean, and I was really happy with Dean's scene. You know, Dean didn't do so great in season 4. We had a big thing with the whole affair thing. It made a lot of people really hate Dean, myself included, but I thought Dean had a great arc. He lives in Scranton now. I'm just gonna imagine he works at Dunder Mifflin with Michael Scott and Pam Halpert and Pam and Jim and Dwight, because why not? They live in freaking Scranton. At least I hope that's what he says. He says Scranton, right? And he has a wife, and they have 3 kids, and they have another one on the way, and it's just amazing. And they had this great talk about Rory, about writing her book. She's going to put him in it, and that she's going to just basically say that he was the best first boyfriend ever, and that sometimes she wishes that she met him when she was older, but she's glad she met him when she did, because it made her who she was. And I thought Dean had the best closure out of anybody. I felt like Dean really only had good closure, honestly. But Dean's closure was just beautiful and made me really love Dean again. And Dean was a great first boyfriend. Say what you will, but he was an amazing first boyfriend. Everybody deserves to have a good first boyfriend like Dean. Like, it was just beautiful. So I'm so happy with Dean's closure. And then we have Suki. And I cried so hard when we saw Suki. I was so worried that with the scene with Suki was going to feel forced, but it wasn't. It just flowed so beautifully. And her and Lorelai just picked right back off. And it was just, oh, Suki, like, I love Suki so much. I love the friendship that her and Lorelai have. Like, they were talking and I was just crying. It was beautiful. And then Suki and Michelle got into it, and he's like, you. And it was great. And it was just all back together. And I hope that if they do this again, that Suki comes back again just for a little bit, because even though she was on it for only 5 minutes, she was on it for an amazing 5 minutes. And then we have Jess and Luke again, and, he's saying, are you still into Rory? And he's like, no, that's long over. But then we have a lingering shot of Jess looking in her window and Rory, and you know that he still loves her. And I'm rooting for Jess. We've seen tremendous growth with Jess, and I would love to see them together, because I think they're great together. And it is weird with the whole Luke and Lorelai getting married, because then they'll be cousins, right? They'll be like third, or I don't know, whatever it is, but they'll be cousins. But does that matter? I don't know, but still, it's a thing to think about. And yeah, so we still have that going on, which there's still a lot of lingering questions with that. Jess still obviously has feelings for Rory, so we got to think about that. And then we have an amazing scene. Lorelai tells Rory to go ahead and write her book, but she only has one suggestion, is to drop the and just leave it at Gilmore Girls, which is just, I love that. I love that they did that. That was just beautiful. Playing Reflecting Light, which is Luke and Lorelai's song, and every time I hear that song, tears, so many tears. And the wedding scene, holy crap, it was so beautiful, guys. It was everything like they had set up for Lorelai. It was perfect, and Kirk set it up. It was just, oh my gosh, tears were so flowing on that. So many tears. And then we get to the very end, and we get to the last 4 words that everybody has been waiting for, and it was the ones I dreaded. It was the mom, yeah, I'm pregnant, and then it ends. Why? Why did they do that? Why? Like, there's no way, like, she was planning to end it like that 10 years ago? Like, how could they do that then? That's a cliffhanger. There's no closure. I'm pretty sure they promised us closure. That's not closure. That's more questions. More explanations need to be had. Just leave on this I'm pregnant thing. Obviously, I think we can all rest assured that it is Logan's. I'm pretty sure. And it just goes to show you this show has come around completely full circle. We started with Lorelai getting pregnant with like the golden boy, with a family, with a lot of family problems, a lot of family delegations that he did not want to, and so she kind of raises her alone. So that's why Rory was asking Chris about Lorelai raising Rory alone. She thinking about the same thing, and she thinking, I should raise this baby alone, and she's getting pregnant by another golden boy who is having a lot of family problems as well. So it's come around complete full circle. Like, we ended right where we started, if you get what I'm saying. And it's just insane. There is no way they can leave that off, especially because, is Rory not even going to tell Logan? I'm pretty sure it's Logan, right? That's the last person we saw her be with, so it has to be him. Am I right? Like, if it's Paul, what the crap? But yeah, it has to be Logan, right? Is she going to tell Logan? Is Logan still going to get married to Odette? Is he going to be like, oh, well, good luck? Is he going to be like, you know what? No, I'm going to be there for you. And is Rory going to let him be there for her? Or is she going to want to raise this baby alone? Is she not even going to tell Logan? Because I hope she does not do that, because I think there's been a lot of shows and books I have read and watched that they don't tell the father, and they don't give the father a chance. And sometimes that may be justified, but I feel like you should at least tell them and give them the chance to be like, yes or no. There is no way they can end it like this, because that's just, I don't feel closure at all. I don't feel closure. I feel so many questions. I mean, this has to be, like, when I saw season 1, episode 1 of A Year in Life, it has to be. They have to make another Year in the Life, obviously, because we need to see what happens. Is Rory going to end up with Logan, or does she realize that, yes, she wants to have this baby and Logan can be involved, but she really loves Jess? That could be a lot of, that could happen. No problem at all. But that could happen, and I'd be okay with that. But we still need to know what the crap's going on. I feel like Luke and Lorelai, they had amazing closure. But to leave this huge question mark of Rory and her having a baby and what's going to happen with that, not cool. Not freaking cool. So if they don't do anything more with this, I'm going to be really sad. I was really prepared that this would be the end, honestly, with you. I was hoping that it was all going to come to a complete full circle, which I guess technically it did with Rory being pregnant, but it's still leaving a lot of lingering questions. Still didn't feel all the closure needed to be there, and I felt like that I thought it was going to be there. I was ready for all the closure and be like, I'm really sad that Gilmore Girls is officially done, but I had everything I wanted, but we don't have any answers with Rory. We have all of it for Lorelai, not for Rory. They're gonna have to do something more with this. They're gonna have to. I think I'm gonna be really, really upset if she's just like, that's it, I'm done. I told you those last 4 words. Didn't say I was gonna do with anything of those 4 words. Those are the last 4 words. No. Let me know what your feelings are on that. Let me know. Overall, fall was by far my favorite episode. We had so many things happen. We had that beautiful call with Lorelai and Emily. We had that amazing Richard scene with like the flashbacks. We had that amazing Luke and Lorelai wedding. We had Suki. We had so many heartwarming, amazing, beautiful moments in this episode, and I'm not surprised that fall was my favorite, because fall is my favorite season and it's usually my favorite episodes of Gilmore Girls, but so good. So overall, I really loved this revival. I thought it was great. There were a few moments where I thought it was kind of askew and not going so great, but if you want me to film a review on my overall thoughts, let me know down below if you'd like for me to do that. But overall, I thought the revival did really good. I think it kept true to a lot of things. I think they could have done better in some cases, and they could have done worse in a lot of cases, but I still feel like it stayed true to the heart of the show, which is all you can really ask for. There was things, there was a lot of things I didn't like. There was a lot of things I loved, but I feel like fall was the strongest out of all the episodes. I felt like it's so beautiful. So if I can give this whole revival rating, I give it a 4.5 out of 5. I'm not going to give it a full 5 out of 5 because there was summer. I really didn't like summer, and some of the other episodes were kind of weak, and overall, I really liked Lorelai in it. I thought Lorelai was very strong. Rory, I have my qualms with Rory. I like her, but then I don't like her. I feel like she had a tremendous amount of growth in this whole revival. I felt like Rory had a lot of growth in this. We see a lot of her. She was 32. I felt like she did a lot of, she still had that affair thing, which I wasn't happy with, but we still saw a lot of growth with her, and, with her writing a book at the end, I still feel like she's grown a lot. But Lorelai overall, she was my favorite of this whole revival. I thought she was amazing, as well as Emily, as well as Luke. I thought everybody was amazing. So yeah, I still really love this revival, and I would just love anything Gilmore Girls, I think, because I've been with this show for over 10 years. I used to fall asleep watching it. It's just everything to me. So to leave it like that on a huge question mark, not okay. Not okay. Let me know. What do you think? Are they going to bring it back? Are they not? What do you think is going to happen? Please let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. And let me know what you thought about the whole thing. Yeah, that's all my revival talk. So I will leave all the links for my winter, spring, summer, and fall episodes down below, as well as in the outro. So yeah, if you like this, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know your opinions down below. And be sure to subscribe to see more Gilmore Girls videos in the future, because I'm just getting started. Bye, guys.